everybody, welcome back to 366 Days of Hope. My name is Pearl and I'm here to share our next object lesson, which comes from the southern flannel moth. However, I won't be talking about the moth itself, but more of its caterpillar stage because it's quite deceiving. See, when you look at the southern flannel caterpillar, it looks super cute. It kind of looks like a hairy, mound. And usually people mistake it as like something super cute like a cat, but with no eyes and no legs and no tail. And people assume because it's so cute that it's harmless. However, it is completely the opposite. The little hairs on this caterpillar is extremely venomous, and underneath each single hair are independent venom pods, I guess you could call them, but they're extremely venomous. And so if you get stung by it, or if you touch it, or you rub up against it, it can cause itching sensation, swelling of your hands. You can, and depending on how much exposure you get to it, you can also get hallucinations, and you can wind up in the ER. So definitely this is a caterpillar not to be messed with. What's beautiful is that this caterpillar, once it does transform and change, it's completely harmless. And it's actually really beautiful. It becomes this cute, fuzzy, furry moth. And it's huge. And it's actually gorgeous. And like I said, and harmless. So it's interesting that when it first starts off, it's extremely venomous, it's harmful, and it's really deceptive because when you look at it, like I said, it's very harmless. And when I thought about this object lesson, as a Christian, I kind of applied it from a spiritual standpoint, but also just a life standpoint of like, sometimes you'll have people, like Jesus said, right? Wolves in sheep's clothing. I believe it's in Matthew 7:15, where Jesus says, "Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." And it made me think about this little creature because it's very unassuming when you look at it. Like, you're not thinking it's going to do you as much harm as it's capable of. And yet, if you handle it or you mess with it, get involved in it in a sense, you're going to be extremely harmed. And I think about that with relationships and people, where there are some people that you shouldn't be getting involved with because those individuals have toxic traits in them that will then affect you, and they can definitely ruin your life. And I also think about this from a biblical standpoint, that when that person changes, they in Christ and they become transformed as a human. Maybe they've learned to heal their traumas. Maybe they've learned to process and grow as an individual. Then they become harmless and they transform into something beautiful. And it's almost like they get to take flight in that sense, right? And so I kind of think about how sin is the same way. Like, all of us are born with sin. We all have toxic traits. We all have things about us that if we're in the wrong circumstance and situation, it could amplify the ugliness that really is within us. But yet, when we get into the right transformation mindset, then we're capable of becoming something beautiful that, in a sense, the sky's the limit. For this moth, it transforms and it's harmless and it's able to just take flight. And I just kind of think about us in that same sense. We have that ability to change and transform and become less harmful to our society and become a better version of ourselves. And I just thought that was such a beautiful illustration in my mind of this beautiful, southern flannel moth, on how it transforms, but yet early on in its life, it's not the most friendliest of creatures, but it transforms later and becomes that. And we're kind of in that sense the same way. So, and we're capable of it. I think that if we're, willing to grow our mind and transform our mind, then we're definitely able to be transformed and be different. And so we know that when we see this fuzzy, cute little thing, we are not to touch it. So that's our big red flag. It's fuzzy, it looks cute, don't touch, because it could be very, very venomous. So with that said, guys, may you live, thrive, and be healthy, and may you also be wise, so that you will not be manipulated by the wolves in sheep's clothing. All right, guys, take care. Bye.